One, action.
All right, welcome back to the pod. Everyone, introduce yourselves.
I'm Ryan.
Aiden Bender
I'm the
back
guest
at it.
pitcher today. I'm new, Ryan.
Gavin McAfee, back
Will
again.
Robinson. How we
John
doing?
Metzger.
All right, we're going to get it right away. There's some bad losses this last week in college football, and I think everyone knows where I'm starting with this. Penn State, Gavin, that natty pick is going down the drain so fast. Like, I can't even remember it, man. Like, I'm sorry. James Franklin has to be one of the worst coaches I've seen in a lifetime. Like, this man, you go from losing a thriller to Oregon at home to getting bounced by a team that hadn't won a single game all year, just fired their head coach, and you just give them hope, and you lost to a UCLA team that is just absolutely horrible. I mean, somehow their offense performed really well, and they got the win, but it's just like you can't lose to a fucking team like UCLA. But anyways, Penn State's just going down the drain. I think even if they lose one more, they're done, and they're going to lose to Ohio State, so their season's cooked. But Penn State is in deep trouble right now, and Drew Aller actually played good. It's just the defense was shit. And also, Penn State, you can have Jim Knowles because Matt Patricia is way better. So, thank you.
Yeah, Penn State's looking like trash. I don't know what to say. I mean, if this is their team to do it, it ain't looking like it, that's for sure. I mean, the Oregon loss, that's kind of acceptable. I mean, they should have won that game, too, being a whiteout at home, and they were, probably the better team going into it, but they sell once again. And then you go to 0-4 UCLA, and you lose to that team with Nico Imaliava, or however you say his last name. I don't even understand it. I don't know what to say. It's pathetic. James Franklin better be counting his days if he doesn't win some games here.
Yeah, definitely regretting my natty pick. Is not a great pick looking back at it, but this team was supposed to be amazing. Everybody was saying at the start of the year this was supposed to be their year, and I guess Penn State will just never be able to get the job done ever because this was supposed to be it, and you can see what they've produced so far. So I think they're just completely out of the picture now. James Franklin better count his days.
My opinion is Penn State is ass and James Franklin sucks.
All right. Can I have the floor?
Yeah, go Kubi.
I think every week that goes by for Penn State, I think them losing Bo Prabula, is that how you say it? In the portal, blows up in their face just a little bit more. You look at him at Mizzou, he's just been balling out, and compared to what's Drew Aller, it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Penn State just found a way to lose that game. I mean, like it looked like I listened to a little bit of the James Franklin like halftime interview, and he looked like they were just it like sounded like he purposefully gave them false hope and like, oh yeah, we got it, we're gonna come back and all this, and then they didn't, and they choked that one away, and that's embarrassing if you're a Penn State fan. The Rose Bowl isn't even filled up because that's how bad UCLA is, and you have like fathers and their like little children rushing the field after that win because that's how few like students and just people there are in general because they thought they were going to get absolutely steamrolled and then they end up winning, and it's just an embarrassing loss for Penn State. And yeah, James Franklin, like Bender said, should be counting his days.
Yeah, I kind of agree with everyone's been saying here. If you were to say to me that this would happen preseason, it wouldn't make any sense. But then after seeing UCLA start 0-4, then saying it to me would happen this week, it would make even less sense. I mean, realistically, this is probably one of the biggest upsets ever, is what I would think. But then we are talking about Penn State here. I mean, James Franklin, man, this wasn't even a big game. This is supposed to be, oh man, we just lost a big one. Let's go to UCLA. This stadium's like 10% full. Let's just whoop their ass. Oh my gosh, Jim Knowles, how are you going to get this brand new contract, leave a perfect situation at Ohio State, and go to Penn State, and just absolutely just coach like you're never fucking seen any coverage in your life? Like, my God, did you just come over from fucking soccer? Like, is this like reverse Ted Lasso? What the fuck am I even watching? This is unreal. Like, I personally think Jim Knowles and fucking just everyone associated with that program, just send them away. This program just needs to be taken down. That stadium, I don't even know, turn it into a dump because that's just horrible. This is supposed to be their best team ever, and they've just gone to shit.
Yeah, well, pretty much good explanation there. Another natty pick of ours. My natty pick is also probably going down the drain. Yeah, Arch Manning is not even a top 15 quarterback in college football. He's absolutely trash. I mean, you go on the road to a team that offense looked like complete dog shit, and then they get the fucking ball ran down their throat by Florida. Fucking Florida? Like, are you shitting me? Florida hasn't done shit in the past 10 years, and you go on the road and lay an absolute stinker against Florida. I mean, Arch Manning looked absolutely terrible. Their receivers are god-awful as well, and their defense is supposedly a top 2 defense, not even close. Ohio State clears them by a fucking mile. But, yeah, Texas is on the ropes as well. They got Oklahoma this week, and if John Mateer's going to play in that game, yeah, Oklahoma's winning that game by 20-plus points. So, yeah, if Mateer's back, their season's cooked.
I think
Yeah, I
the
agree.
matchup will be a lot closer than people think because it's the Red River rivalry. The Red River rivalry at the end of the day, and those two teams. I mean, you look at it; it's like the Ohio State Michigan rivalry for the SEC. Like those two teams, aside from the Iron Bowl, like those two teams are gonna lay it all out on the field, and they're gonna give their best product, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bros. I think Texas is dropping to a 3-3 here. I just don't see it. I mean, they're losing to these mediocre teams, and when you're gonna play against Oklahoma and then the possible probably Heisman if he doesn't get injured, Mateer, I just don't see it happening. I think that Arch has been very overrated. Obviously, he's still in his young career, but this is just not what you expected out of a player of his caliber that we thought he had, and the name Manning on his back too. So it's kind of disappointing to see if you're a Texas fan, but I mean, if you're an Oklahoma fan going into this, you're going to be like, heck yeah, we're going to whoop our rivals, buns the whole game, and that's probably the way it will be, and that's what I would pick if that's what we're picking on later. But yeah, I see Oklahoma rolling over by 20 easily.
Yeah, or at least I definitely fell for the hype that everybody was giving Texas and Arch Manning all off season. It was they were supposed to be next up. Arch Manning was supposed to be like the greatest quarterback to ever exist, which that part I don't know if I really agreed with, but obviously he has not been, and this Texas team is just not as good as they were supposed to be. I still think they're a solid team. They had a bad game against Florida. But I agree with Hayden. I do think if Mateer plays, um, I don't see Texas winning that game at all. But it is a rivalry, so anything can happen. But yeah, Texas has definitely been way overrated.
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the year, everyone just thought, Arch Manning was going to at least be a solid enough quarterback to lead them into the playoffs and have them go on a pretty decent run in the playoffs. And Arch Manning's been, I don't even know. I don't even know if mid is a good word for it. I mean, clearly he needs another year to develop. I mean, if that even helps him at this point, but even worse, it's just the defense is so good that they're basically playing like the Browns in all honesty, where they're relying on the defense to win them games and keep them in it. And then their offense is going to magically score in the last like quarter and a half and win a game. And it's not realistic football. And I mean, when you have a kid you're paying like $3 million a year in NIL, and he's not performing, that's a waste of money in today's college football. And they need to figure out their offense. And I mean, maybe they do it against Oklahoma if John Mateer isn't there. But if John Mateer plays in that game, Oklahoma's gonna run away with that game in a matter of time. That defense can only keep Texas in that game for so long.
Yeah, I agree. I've been super disappointed from a football fan's perspective, just as a whole, Texas has looked really bad. Defense has been the only reason that they're even in some of the games that they've had. They've been lucky enough to play cupcakes up until this past week, and Florida's really not even that good. So they're really going to have to bring their A game. Archie's going to have to show up, or it's going to get real rough. And there's going to be a lot of talks like, was it even worth it to have this kid come here? I mean, my goodness, he was supposed to be the next big thing. Heisman favorite coming into the year, and he's just looked bad. I mean, at Texas, the Manning name on your back, and you're just selling the season. I mean, my goodness, they're probably one loss away from being done. Like already, it's so soon, and they're already one loss away from being done. I do think this game will be somewhat close this next coming week, just because it's a rivalry game. I don't really see Oklahoma running away with it, and even if Mateer plays, I don't think he'd be 100%. So I think that definitely factors into it. I think that I would probably pick the Sooners, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one is closer than most would expect.
Yeah, well, we'll see how Texas responds, obviously, with the Red River rivalry coming up this weekend. There are also a lot of other upsets. I would start with the one Gavin's probably going to rant about for the next 5 minutes. Cincinnati took down Iowa State. Cincinnati was absolutely destroying them until the rest did this to Cincy. They absolutely fucked them. So on a couple calls, and but Cincy still got the job done. Gavin, do you want to add on?
Oh yeah, I can add on. One of the greatest games I've ever been to in person. My first ever storming of the field that I've been to in person. It's great atmosphere. What happened was pretty much what I've been saying is going to happen this whole time. Iowa State came into the nip and we just whooped them. It was just plain and simple. We whooped them the entire game until the refs handed them a few touchdowns, made it a close game towards the end, but it's still felt like we won by like at least 3 touchdowns. Our run game, absolutely ridiculous. I think we had close to 300 rushing yards at halftime. Brendan Sorsby, another amazing game from the kid. He's now entered the Heisman watch. So just keep an eye out on them Bearcats, baby.
I mean, I'll add on because I picked them last week and it was a very big pick, but I mean, they looked great in the first half, and then all of a sudden they start playing undisciplined football in the second half, and it leads to like literally 6 or 7 flags in a row on, I mean, whether it was both teams, but I mean, mainly Cincinnati. And it's the most frustrating thing to watch because yeah, it's annoying that they're throwing those flags, but they are flags. They're committing the flags.
Not
I
that
mean, like
pass
you could
interference.
okay, maybe not the pass interference, but like the ineligible man downfield like 15 fucking times. That's like all these like, disciplined flags are literally true. The pass interference take hit or miss. I mean, that's basically every
That's a
pass
touchdown.
interference though. It is a touchdown. I mean, it's a touchdown taken away, but I don't know. They got I think Cincinnati needs to clean up the small shit. They gotta clean that up if they want to be like a true Big 12 contender, because they can be. I think they've proven that they can be a Big 12 contender. They probably aren't like a natty contender and like a team that's gonna like go and win a playoff game or anything, but they can contend for the Big 12 possibly. I think that game proved it a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch that because I was busy, but um, just by looking at the score, it's definitely impressive to see Cincinnati walk or see Iowa State walk in and get their asses handed to them, whether the score shows that or not. But I mean, I didn't watch, so I can't say much. But I feel like Cincinnati is a 9-3 or 8-4 team. I feel like some of the cracks are going to show up later in the season, and I know Gavin might not like that, but the like John said, like the small stuff. I feel like
Hayden, you
if
want
they
to
don't
go?
get that cleaned up, that things have the potential to collapse in on them just a little bit.
Yeah,
I hear
I,
you.
I agree with Kubi there a little bit. Yeah, sorry. Can you guys hear me? Hello. Okay. Yeah, I agree with Kubi a little bit there. I think that Cincinnati takes care of their home schedule the rest of the year because, I mean, like I said before, the Big 12 is kind of mid. So I guess, they look solid. They surprised me. I'll say that. I picked Iowa State, so I'm more on the Cincy train. But as John was saying, they got to clean some stuff up. I think, if they go on the road and have a few of those mistakes happen, they might drop a game or two here on the road. But I mean, I see them going 10-2 and making a run at the Big 12 championship. Although I don't have them winning that, I think that 10-2 is better than what they did last year, and they're definitely making a big step up. So it'd be interesting, but I think they got to clean some stuff up. And I didn't watch the game too much. I mainly just watched the fourth quarter. And from what I saw, there was a bunch of flags thrown. Obviously, some of them weren't probably justified, but like a lot of them were just disciplinary actions that they just weren't executing. So, I mean, it was a great win though. Like I think it was Gavin said it was the first or the best win since 2006 or something. So I mean, that's awesome. So I mean, if they keep it up, they're going to be
Yeah,
Big
from
12
my point of
contenders for
view, I
sure.
did pick Iowa State
But
to
I
win
don't
this
think they
game,
make much
and
of
I
a
was
playoff
thoroughly
run
surprised just
because I just
seeing
think the
how
other teams
Cincy
are just too
hosted
solid.
this game.
But
First of all, I just want to
yeah,
say it
good
looked
win.
great from just a viewing perspective. Seeing that stripe out, it looked really well. They did a great job with that, and not only that, but their play on the field was even better. I mean, my goodness, that first half it was really good, and it's unfortunate that they had an untimed down that got kind of put in there to make that a little bit closer and somewhat of a game. But
Beautiful.
my goodness, I mean, I was wrong. I'll just admit it right now. I was wrong about Cincinnati, and I think that this kind of proved it this past week. I think they should probably be ranked right now for sure, and they're definitely getting hated on a little bit. But I think if they keep stacking wins, they can definitely get higher up there. But with that all being said, I do not think that they're quite yet a Big 12 championship type of pick. I think they'll be. I was ping ponging around 9-3 and 8-4, just because they're going to play some really high powered offenses later on. I mean, they got BYU and Baylor on the schedule, and I think Baylor has a really good quarterback. So I think that they can pose some challenges for them. And if they can come in these next couple of weeks and handle business, then they could be in a much better standing to try and make a run at it. But I am definitely impressed, and they should be ranked right now for sure.
Yeah, for sure. They looked pretty impressive. Some other games. Bama took care of Vandy this past weekend. Diego Pavia got into it with the Alabama fan. If you saw that clip, I mean, is it justified? It's the fan just talking random shit. I mean, Pavia, let's be honest, was talking a lot of shit about that game. The game looked actually competitive until that fourth quarter, and Alabama absolutely took care of their business. Then Miami, Florida, dominated Florida State. Yeah, that was a horrible pick by me. Trusting Florida State to bounce back after that performance. But yeah, the score was 28-22, but it really wasn't. Miami, Florida was way better than them. They were just a more dominant team. Notre Dame won 28-7 over Boise State. That's not surprising, even though
42 to
Boise
3.
was up 7-0 in the second quarter, which is surprising. And then we'll get to obviously two teams like we mostly talk about. Ohio State took care of business against Minnesota. What was the score again, Laura? I'm already forgetting. What was the score? 4-3, yeah. So defense looked very solid. Sam was really good. Our team just looked really good. We got Illinois this upcoming week, so we'll see how that goes. And then Michigan beat Wisconsin 24-10, but to be honest, kind of looked sloppy a little bit. I think their O-line got pushed around a little bit. Wisconsin had the number one run defense coming into that game. Obviously Justice Haynes had over 100 yards rushing once again. But, I mean, the one big run he had was the fucking almost touchdown he had. I mean, that was like the only big run he really had. I mean, Underwood was really good. I think so. It's just his receivers are terrible. That's the problem with Michigan right now. Is they have he'll throw absolute dimes, and the ball would just absolutely get dropped in his hands. So, yeah, if you want to add on to that, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I was at the Cincy game, so I wasn't able to really watch any of it. But I mean, just from watching highlights, it's what's been happening week in and week out. It's Underwood's trying to make plays. our O line, we still have a really good O line. It's just not as great as it has been in the past. So Underwood's back there trying to make plays, and when we're just running around, and then we just got balls bouncing right off our hands like I've never seen before. Um, you'd think you can just put Win Sharp out there, and he'd be having like 100 yard games because how wide open some of these players are, and they're just getting they're just dropping the ball, just plain as day. Um, so I mean, it's I'm glad we won. I wish it would have been by a little more, but hopefully we can clean some things up and keep moving.
John, you got anything to add?
I mean, Gavin hit it pretty much on the tee, but I will say let's not take away from Justice Haynes there. I feel like, Bruce, you're saying that Justice Haynes can only run one time for 50 yards. He leads the Big Ten in like three different categories. I think it's like yards total. It's like, yeah, I think yards per game or something like that. And another one, I saw it earlier today, but I mean, you're kind of making it seem like Justice Haynes ain't that good, and he's very good. He's why we get what we. He's literally how we win the ball, how we win games, honestly, through the running of that game, through his running game, and just our O line creates massive holes, and he just finds the gap. I mean, look at DeAndre Swift. Boz knows how bad DeAndre Swift is. He can't hit a freaking gap to save his life. So, I mean, Justice Haynes is good. I think our O line is solid. Like Gavin said, not as good as years past, but I mean, Wisconsin does have a good run defense, and we would have honestly like just completely wiped the slate against them if our receivers could catch.
You got anything to add, Hayden?
Yeah, I watched the Michigan game a little bit. I didn't hear what you guys said too much. I keep getting cut out for some reason. But yeah, I did hear Gavin say that Underwood's been playing good.
Looks like Hayden is cut out. So obviously, yeah, that's recapping last week. We're gonna move on to this next week, and we'll make this one short and quick. First one we're gonna predict is obviously the Battle of I-75 going on this weekend. Toledo against BG. My pick's pretty easy. Toledo by 20 points.
I'm gonna go with BG here. Little home game, and I just don't think the Rockets have it in them. The Rockets were original team that I had sneaking in the playoff and winning the MAC, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. I mean BG, if they want to win this game though, the QB is gonna have to step it up a little bit compared to what I've seen. But I do think BG's gonna be able to get it done.
Yeah, um, I agree. I'm taking BG in this game, and like Gavin said, he hit the nail on the head. The game really comes down to how well Drew Pine plays or how shit Drew Pine plays. But I mean, you have the the quarterback competition in BG should be a lot closer than how it is because you have Lucian Anderson, who I mean, coming off a rest week, but against Louisville, he had one rushing play and he had a 75-yard touchdown against a underrated ACC team in Louisville. But Drew Pine, he's got to get the turnovers down. He's got to get through his reads. Yeah.
Yeah, give me the Rockets by a million. Not actually. It's gonna be a lot closer than that. 'Cause it's a rivalry game, and we're on the road. But as a Toledo student, I'm gonna root for my fucking Rockets, baby. And I got faith in Tucker Gleason and hopefully this run game. But I mean, we are literally known this year for selling. I mean, like we didn't play offense until the fourth quarter against Kentucky. We fucking lost to Western Michigan on a 2-point conversion because for some reason we can't score more than 13 fucking points. Western is a good team. I think they're a solid team in the MAC, but we should be able to roll over teams like that, to be quite honest. We are, I think, I mean, top two in the MAC. It's us and the Bobcats. But instead, we just look like shit when we choose to be like shit. It doesn't fucking like it's not like we like
All
are
right.
always good or always
Personally,
shit. We
real
just
quick, I want
choose
to take a look
games
back at the games
when we
last
decide to
week.
play like
I'm
shit.
going to
So
give a
we could
shout out
choose
to
to play like
Hayden Bender
shit this
for
week,
picking
and
Vanderbilt.
I
I
will
just
be
want to say that was a
sadly in the
really dumb
fucking BG
decision by
student
him.
section getting
I kind of knew that
fucking
they weren't going to
chirped
be
the
able to
rest
get
of
it
the fucking
done,
night. Now, if we
and
look good
Alabama
and
was
I
usually going to win
fucking
that
we shit
game.
on them, then I get to
Also,
do all the fucking trolling and chirping. So I'm
Miami
hoping
beat
for
Florida
Rockets
State.
win,
I think
and I
that you
think we're
could
gonna
kind of
get it
make a
done on
case
the
for them
fucking
being the
road
number one
in the
team
I-75
just
game.
with their body of work so far. I think it's them and Ohio State and then Oregon just below. But yeah, they looked really good. And as far as the Wolverines go, uh, Bryce Underwood's looked decent, but I haven't been super impressed with them yet. His wide receivers do got to catch the ball, but I think Underwood could do a little bit more given his price. And Haynes is a home run hitter, in my opinion. He's got to be more of the bruising back at times, and they need it. Anyways, back on track here with the Battle of I-75. I'm obviously going to be taking my Falcons here, and I think it'll be around mm, around a one touchdown game. I think that late it'll be tied, and guess who's going to come in and just get it done? Drew Pine. This is his moment, man. And Drew Pine, maybe he'll find Windsharp in the back of the end zone. He might find Windsharp running down the sideline. He might just moss somebody. We'll see. That's what we're all hoping for here, right? But yeah, I think that BG. I mean, this is their biggest game of the season now. They've failed every big test they've had so far. So this is my like last little shimmer of hope. I don't really know
Wayne
why this
Sharp.
game's at noon, by the way, but
Yeah,
my
win sharp.
goodness,
I was
this
about to
should be
say
a
the
good
same
one.
thing, Gavin.
I think that BG hopes to have one magical moment and kind of make the season a W over after the rest of the failures they've had so far.
Yeah, that's some horse shit.
Bullshit. So obviously,
Bro.
Hannah, we know you're always also picking BG.
Yeah,
No explanation needed.
I'm gonna take BG, and obviously I go here, so I'm gonna pick them. But man, if we don't, I'm gonna be real. If we don't play, good, or Pine throws two picks in the first quarter like he's done in the past few games, I mean, I'm going to take Toledo by 25. I think that they're just a better team, and this isn't our best team that we've had, especially with our good team we had last year. But I'm picking the Bowling Green Falcons. If we actually play decent and we don't turn the ball over 3 or 4 times in a game, I think we're going to win, given that it's at home. And I think last year we should have, or Rockets probably should have won last year too, but we beat them even though we had a solid team. I think this year is kind of similar. They have the better team. But I mean, like John said, if they play bad, I mean, it's up for grabs, and we can easily take it. So, give me the Falcons, and it's a good rivalry game. So we don't know really what's going to happen.
Yeah, I also want to re-up on what Hayden said again, and I said it earlier. Like this game, in my opinion, comes down to can Drew Pine limit the turnovers? Like
Yeah, I agree.
that's been his problem all year. But I mean, and don't get me wrong, BG hasn't had the easiest schedule so far. They played OU, who's probably going to win the MAC, um, Cincinnati and Louisville. Like they're playing they're playing tougher opponents in my opinion, but I think this is the true measuring stick as it is every year um, on BG's success. But I also don't get why it's a noon game and why it is the second weekend of October.
All right. Next one, we're going to move on to a couple Big Ten matchups. First one, this is a night game. Michigan going on the road to face West Coast USC. And what I've seen from USC, when they play these Big Ten ranked teams, they always fall short. So that's pretty easy with me. I'm going with Michigan in this one. Ground and pound, baby. And they're just going to dominate USC in the trenches. So easy for me. I'm going Michigan.
Yeah, I think it'll be actually a close game. Just with us traveling all the way out to Cali. I do think it is very disrespectful to the fact that we are underdogs going into this game. Just saying that USC has shown pretty much absolutely nothing, and we went into a pretty big time Oklahoma stadium and barely lost that game. So I think we'll be a close one this week, but I think we get it done, and we're gonna need to start catching the ball though, or else it's gonna bite us in the butt at some point.
Yeah, I agree. I think a little bit of a shout out to Jim Harbaugh for letting the Wolverines travel down a day early and using the Chargers facilities to help, get
Jimbo.
us ready for this USC game in a different time zone and everything. But yeah,
Gay.
good old Jimbo, baby. Love that man. But yeah, I think the Wolverines get it done. I think we dominate them in the trenches. But I think the biggest thing as to whether this game looks like a legitimate win or not is once again, can our receivers catch the damn ball? If Samaj Morgan has more than 2 drops in this game, I'm going to go ballistic. Like I might throw something because I do not understand how he drops the ball more than anybody else. I mean I feel like I know it's like I'm not saying it's easy. I will never say it's easy. But I'm also saying like 2 hands. I mean, it hits him literally right in the hands. Like, I don't know what he's doing wrong. Like, if he's got the EBGBs or he's got fucking spiders in his ass, I don't know what the hell's going on, but he can fucking catch the ball. I know that. Actually, I don't know that because he's muffed like 10 punts in his career, too. So maybe he just doesn't need to touch the field anymore. And we just let Andrew Marsh be the wide receiver, too, and just leave it at that. It's insane, but I think Michigan handles business. But I definitely think it can be close or it can be far, literally depending on the amount of drops that Michigan has.
Yeah, I think Michigan goes out west and handles business. I think this game will be. I don't know why Michigan is not favored, but I think Michigan goes out there, handles business. I would say probably a 10-point win, if I'm being honest. As it seems right now, it doesn't feel like the West Coast teams in the Big Ten know how to play Big Ten football, besides from maybe Oregon. I feel like they're not caught up to the physicality of these East Coast teams and these big, like, East Coast powerhouses in like Michigan, Ohio State.
So my turn. All right. Give me the Trojans, and let me tell you why. I think that there's a revenge factor in this game. I think that the Wolverines will be able to run the ball particularly well, and they did do that last year when these two teams played. But I think that this one's going to be a bit of a shootout, and I think that Makai Lemon, the wide receiver for USC, their best player, I think he's going to have a big game. And I think there's no Will Johnson's on the field or anyone that can really stop him, so to speak. And I think that realistically, I don't think the Wolverines have the firepower to really win in a game like I expect this one to be like. So I did expect earlier in the season for them to lose either this one or the Nebraska game. And after seeing the Nebraska game, I think I can certainly say that the quarterback for USC is much better than the Mahomes wannabe, and I think that the Trojans will get this one done.
All you,
Yeah,
Hayden.
I disagree there, Will Rab. I want to go back to what Mehdi was touching on earlier about Samaj Morgan. Yeah, I mean, if he keeps dropping the ball like he has been, we're going to have problems in this game. But I think the reason they keep him out there is because once the ball is in his hands, he's one of the best run after catch guys you could argue in the country. He's quick. He knows what to do with the football. He gets good yards after catch once he catches the ball. So he's got a lot of upside, and I hope that we can actually see that happen. But also, like we've been saying too, is I just don't see USC stopping the run game, and especially Justice Haynes. I think he at least has one breakout run of at least 40 yards for a touchdown. He's been doing it all year. I don't know why it would stop. And then it's just like it's California, and you know what they say: liberal, 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 liberal. Give me Michigan by 20.
All right. Well, that's a big one. Another big one in the Big Ten. Number one, Ohio State going on the road to an Illinois team that's looked better in the last couple of weeks. Luke Altmaier, 12 touchdowns, no interceptions, but he's throwing that first one this weekend. Give me OHIO, Buckeyes all day over the Illini. Give me the Buckeyes.
Man, I would love to see Illinois win this game,
Gavin,
but
you're
I just
muted.
don't think it's going to happen. They're just not that good, I don't think, compared to like these bigger Big Ten teams. We saw them play Indiana. We saw what happened there, and I think Ohio State's better than Indiana. So I just don't think Illinois' got the firepower to beat Ohio State. Sadly, Ohio State's defense has looked pretty good, and I I just don't think Illinois is going to be able to do it. So I got Ohio State.
Yeah, this is a pretty simple one for me. Give me the Bucks by 30. I mean, you look at Illinois, you lose. What was the score? Indiana put 60 on them. Like Fernando Mendoza, if Fernando Mendoza is able to put up 50 or 60 points against them, I can only imagine what Ohio State's going to do. I mean, you have a top five offense in the country, and then with I wouldn't say without a doubt, but probably a top three defense in the country in Ohio State. I think this one's going to get ugly pretty early. Um, I'm honestly a little torn here because I think if Illinois was fully healthy, I think I think they have a real shot. I'm not joking. I mean, go back to what I said when they played Indiana. Oh yeah, there's the clown face from Will Rob. But they had 6 out of their 7 starting DBs out against Indiana. They have 3 back from that game, but I mean, they just have injuries all around, it looks like a little bit on that defense. I don't think it's like a blowout by any means. Ohio State is on the road, but I will take, sadly, Ohio State. I just think if Illinois was a lot healthier on defense and they looked a lot better against Indiana, maybe there's a little bit more, I mean, just from anyone, of like a chance for Illinois, but they're not very healthy, and it wasn't very like a convincing win against USC. They honestly should have lost that game, in my opinion. But yeah, I'll sadly take Ohio State here.
Is it my
Rob.
pick?
Aiden, you want to go? You
Yeah.
can go.
I
Yeah,
can go.
I'll go. Screw it. I'm taking the Illini. I don't freaking care about the pick records anymore. I don't want to pick Ohio State, and I don't plan on it. So I'm picking the Illini. And I'll give you one big reason why. Every week that drops by, that win against Texas at home just looks terrible. I'm sorry. Texas is not
He's
that good
trying
of
to
a
go.
team. I don't know why I'd believe Ohio State is either. Julian
Will
Sain
Rob,
has
you can
not
go.
impressed me. He
He,
doesn't throw the
he
ball
just
that
starts
well. Yeah, he
talking,
has a
goes
high
silent.
completion percentage, but he doesn't
Oh,
do
hi,
anything. He
Hayden.
throws.
Oh, hi, Hayden. Bender's back.
God, can you guys hear me?
So who'd you pick, bro? Who'd you pick?
You couldn't hear me the whole time? Oh, my Lord.
No.
No, you're lagging
Nope,
horrendously.
not really.
All right, let me go over the whole
Are you
spiel
guys at the
again.
same place?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, just go on Will Rob's phone at this point. Literally just walk over to Will Rob's room and go talk on that.
Honestly.
Yeah, just share the
How does
mic.
Will Rob's work so well, but yours is terrible?
I don't know. Let
I
me
don't
get back
know.
to my whole spiel again.
Yeah,
All right.
literally
You should
go
just go
share the
share the
mic.
mic.
Yeah.
All right. Since you couldn't hear me, I'll say it again. I'm picking the Illini. I don't care about this pick records anymore. Some of the games have been straight dog water. And yeah, I don't want to pick Ohio State, and I don't plan on it. I hate them to death. I
Oh
don't want
boy.
to pick them, and they're playing a ranked team on the road. I'm picking the Illini. And watching Texas lose like they did last week just makes me think that first week win was meh at best. They were at home. They beat them by 3. Arch Manning hasn't done anything. And to second that, they were struggling on the road against Washington for the whole first half, who does not have an offense for anything. Illinois has a solid offense at the bare minimum. I think if they get hot and rolling, this could be dangerous for Ohio State. And Julian Sayin has not impressed me yet. I know he has a high completion percentage, but when you're throwing to Jeremiah Smith against bums and Grambling State and whoever else they're playing, it's not that impressive. I'm sorry. I'm picking the Illini by 3 at home.
Yeah, I'm going back and I'm retracting my statement. I think USC is winning on the road, comfortable or winning at home comfortably. It's a night game. Michigan has to travel 3 hours back and then play at night. I don't know what time that kicks off at. Probably what 7 p.m. I think
7:30.
something
Four, 4:30,
7:30. Yeah,
4:30
4 in
local.
their
Well,
time.
too bad your picks are going to be
Um,
Yeah,
0-2 and
4:30
I'm being
local.
2-0.
but I think give me USC. I'll be quick. All right, well, Rob, go ahead.
All right, so Hayden Bender has just forgoed his record. I don't think he really cares anymore. I mean, I honestly, I don't really think he ever cared because he's picking teams like Wisconsin and Vandy. And honestly, it just makes me worry for my friend right here because I don't know if he's fully right in the head currently. Um, I think Ohio State has the best defense in the country. It's not 2 or 3; it's number one, and Matt Patricia is a good reason for that. Because coming into this year, we thought this team lost a lot. We think they'd be, losing a bit of production and losing, just the numbers that they put up last year. I mean, they were already really good last year, and they are actually better this year. Offensively, Julian Sain is like the top completion percentage in the country. I know he's thrown to some great players, but I don't think you can really ask for too much more. I think his passing game has been much better than a certain guy in the maize and blue, but I think Ohio State is going to come in and win this game. What I do think, though, John, you can stop doing that gay shit, but I think that Indiana game was a little bit of an outlier. I don't think this game's going to look like that. I think that it being at Indiana is going to make it a little bit different. I think that they'll make it somewhat close for a little bit, but I think Ohio State will pull away. I think they've shown what they can do against a good offense, and I think the best offense they've honestly played so far is Washington. Damon Williams and the running back and number one wide receiver are actually pretty good, and they didn't allow a touchdown versus them. I think that this one, I think the final will probably be around, I'd say 31-10. I think that Ohio State is just going to pull away, and they have so much more firepower, and they're just not going to let up too much either on the defensive end.
Yeah, I like to add on there. Hayden, this is why your standings in the prediction records are just going down the drain. I mean, I'm sorry. If you really think Luke Altmaier and Illinois are going to beat the Ohio State Buckeyes of the number one defense in the country, it's just not happening. I'm sorry, it's not. This game can be played on neutral site. Ohio State would win 10 out of 10 times. Ohio State's just the better overall team. They had the better roster, and they had the better coach. It's just simple. It's just facts. But moving on from that, we got two more to get to. Another Big Ten matchup that's huge. Indiana's going on the road to face Oregon. And what I've seen from these two teams, both teams have looked solid. Obviously Indiana destroyed Illinois. Oregon had that massive whiteout win on the road at Penn State. So I think it's going to be close, but I think one team's going to pull away at the end. I'm going to go with the home team in this one. I'm going with the Ducks over the Hoosiers by, I say, 10 points. Give me Oregon over Indiana.
Yeah, I just still can't see it with Indiana. I know Briars is gonna hate me. I think they're a good team, don't get me wrong, but I think Oregon's just on a whole nother level compared to them. Um, I know like Penn State has just gone down the dumps, but I still think that was a really solid win to go into Penn State at night and get that win there. Um, I just I got the Ducks in this one by probably maybe a couple scores.
Yeah. Briars is like literally hates my guts for everything I say about the Indiana Hoosiers, and I'm gonna stick by it. Give me the Ducks in Eugene. I love the fucking Ducks this week, man. Can't wait for them to prove my point of how the Hoosiers are, maybe barely a top 10 team, if not like a top 15 or top 20 team, but they are nowhere near the top five in my opinion. And I got the Eugene and the Oregon Ducks taking care of business at home. This is Indiana's, I think, true test over Illinois with a banged up secondary in Illinois. Yeah, remember, Briars, I do my homework, and that Ducks defense is legit. So I'm taking the Ducks, man. Give me Donald Duck and the fucking Ducks, baby.
Yeah, I think I feel like we ask this question every year, if Indiana is legit or not, and especially after last year somehow squeaking into the college football playoffs and losing to Notre Dame. But I feel like this one's a pretty easy one. I feel like Oregon is too much for Indiana. I feel like they win in big time fashion. I could see like a 40-14 win here.
And you want to go?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry, Briars. I can't do it. I think I'm gonna have to.
All right, we'll move on to the last one we got. Oklahoma playing Texas, Red River rivalry. It's gonna be huge.
Bro, so I didn't even get to go, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, go ahead.
All right. Unfortunately, Hayden couldn't get his prediction out for this one, but I think that, sorry, Ian, I think your team is good, but I don't think they're as good as they're currently ranked. I think they could be possibly a top 12 team right now, but by the end of the season, we'll see. I think Oregon will win this game, especially it being at home. I think that they're just much more talented, and I think that they'll be able to get it done. I think they probably win by about 2 scores, maybe 17. But I think that Indiana will keep it respectable, show that they're definitely a good team, but I don't think they're great. I think Oregon's just that much better, and Dan Lanning and the rest of his boys are going to get it done.
Can I make my pick now?
And we can still not hear you.
Dude, just go share the mic with
going
Rob,
on with my
Hayden.
phone?
Go share the mic with Rob, bro. That you're gonna have to do that. This is bad. Oh.
All right, start the next thing. Hold on.
All right. We're gonna move on to Oklahoma, Texas, Red River rivalry. Obviously, we talk big matchup, high implications. Texas has their season on the line. Obviously, John Mateer is questionable in this game, but if he does play, I got the Sooners. Even if he doesn't play, I had the Sooners. So I'm going with Oklahoma to win the Red River rivalry, and Texas season is cooked, and Steve Sarkisian will be on the hot seat.
Yeah, I agree. I think Oklahoma has just shown that they're a very solid team. They have that high rank for a reason, and we've also just seen Texas continue to drop. I do think I agree with Bros. I think if Mateer is in this game, I just don't see Texas winning it. But I mean, if he's not playing, I could see it going the other way. I don't know, backup quarterback in a big time rivalry like this. I don't know if you're able to go in and get it done. But if I'm saying Mateer's in the game, I got Oklahoma in this one.
Go ahead, Mitty. Yeah, I think Oklahoma took care of business on against Kent State, I think it was, and they had a bye week this past week. I think they get it done. I think they play a solid game. I think they have a good scheme. Even without John Mateer, I think they can get it done. I think hopefully John Mateer is back. I hope they ease him into the game though more than anything. Because, he's still probably the hand is probably still recovering in some way. But I got Oklahoma. Give me Boomer Sooner. And honestly, it'll still be a close one because of Texas's defense, which is what I think could be like a swaying factor. Is if Texas's defense can keep him in it long enough, can Arch somehow find a spark and sliver of hope that he is a good quarterback. Maybe it turns it around for him, but yeah, give me Oklahoma in a close one in the River rivalry. Yeah. As a professional University of Texas hater, as an A&M fan, I don't see Oklahoma losing this game. If Mateer's healthy and Mateer's good to go, it's Oklahoma by 2 scores. If the only way I see Texas staying in this game is if Mateer is out, I see that defense getting pressure on a backup quarterback who is not. I'm not going to say he's not fit for the situation, but I don't know if you can step in and sub in that big of a game. But I think that's the only way that I could see Texas winning it. But other than that, no, I feel confident in Oklahoma.
All right, so I got to make 2 picks quick because I didn't get to my Oregon pick earlier because I was getting cut out. Probably this is the reason why my phone is just completely screwed. But anyway, Yeah, I'm sorry, Briars. I can't pick Indiana for you. I can't do it. I'm gonna have to roll with the Ducks. Is what I'd say if I was an idiot. Give me the Hoosiers all day. They're gonna win by 10. Going on the road to Oregon. They're gonna take care of business. All right, next pick. Yeah, like
And
I said
Hayden's
earlier.
picks continue to suffer.
All right, and I'm going back to the Texas game now. Obviously, it's Oklahoma. This game, I'm not picking Texas. I'm not that big of an idiot. Oklahoma is just a way better team. Arch Manning has looked mediocre at best, and Mateer is Heisman caliber.
Yeah, I think that Oklahoma's the better team. If Mateer does play, I think that they'll definitely win this game, potentially by at least 2 scores. I think that it will be somewhat close, but I could see Oklahoma pulling away. I don't think these teams are like completely just drastically different from each other, like talent-wise, but I mean just apparently coaching and just quarterback-wise, it's a very big difference. That's where the difference comes from. I think I got to pick Oklahoma, but I could see this one definitely being close until later in the game.
All right. Does anyone else got anything to add on for this week of college before we move on to the NFL stuff?
Give me the Aggies against Florida at home. Give me the Aggies by 40.
That's an automatic pick.
Did we talk about Bama, Missouri?
No, we did not.
Do you want to talk about
I
that?
think we should talk about that one, yeah.
If we want to make a quick pick, we can. I don't know where this game's at, but sorry, Missouri, you ain't cut for it. I'm going Bama.
Yeah, I really just haven't watched like any bit of Missouri at all this year, and I think Bama's gonna keep it rolling. So I also have Bama.
Yeah, I've like Gavin said, I haven't watched too much of Mizzou, but Bama, honestly, I think in the last 2 weeks, surprisingly, after I've called them a clown show before picking against them for Georgia game, they look like a real team. I mean, honest to God, I mean, Ty Simpson and that Bama offense look good. I think who's the offensive lineman's name? Proctor. He's my favorite running back and wide receiver threat of the Bama offense. I think he's legit, you know. He can just run through a fucking defense if he so chooses to when he gets the ball for some reason. But I mean, I like the play calling. I think they look like a solid team, and you know, they've deserved their last 2 wins, I think, more than anybody else. Yeah, this game is at Mizzou. I just looked it up. Noon kickoff Eastern time. I think Alabama's too good of a team. You have Ryan Williams, one of the best receivers in the country, Caden Proctor, but the Alabama Crimson Tide do not have Bo Prabula, who is out for blood. Give me Mizzou at home.
You want to talk about this game?
Yeah, I'll take Bama. I've picked against them a few times now. I'm not going to make the same mistake. Roll Tide, roll.
That's fair enough. I think Prabula for Mizzou has looked really good, and I want to take Mizzou because I think they could possibly do it, but I think Bama's just kind of kicked it back into gear. I think that they're going to get it done and show why they're probably a top 5 team when it's all said and done.
Hey, lone wolf in this one, I guess.
All right. Well, we're going to move into the NFL slate. Recapping last week, Dallas played the mediocre Jets. The Jets are absolutely terrible. They walk out with the win. Dak was really good. Offense looked good, but somehow the defense gave up 23 points. They still fucking suck. Browns choked away a win in London against the Vikings. The Steelers were off, and the Lions absolutely dominated that shitty Jake Browning and the fucking Cincinnati Bengals. So if anyone wants to add on to any of their games specifically, they can. Well, Rob, I'll let you let the floor since your team kind of pissed one away against the Vikings.
Yeah. You saw the fellas in Paris, and I saw the Browns and wherever the hell they were. I mean, this is just awful. Just seeing them lose like they always lose. I mean, my goodness. Late in the game again. I'm looking at the percentage of the win chart right now, and yeah, it's looking pretty bad. It's like a stock just got dropped. I don't know where. I don't know. But these guys are just terrible. You know, I see what Gavin's doing there. It might be Shadur time. The Hawaiian man, he didn't look terrible, but now we got rid of Flacco, so Shadur might actually be the QB2 now. We'll see. Obviously, I think that the Browns are kind of just doomed. Their defense isn't bad, but you know, even they just choked it away late.
Carson Wentz led them on a game-winning drive. I mean, if we can't stop him, I don't know who we're going to stop. So, the Browns are doomed, and hate to say I'm a fan of them right now.
Is there ever a time that you'd say you wouldn't hate being a fan of them?
Yeah, I liked it in when we beat these guys at their place and made Big Ben cry. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say about the Lions game. Like Will said, pure domination. I'm a little worried about our DBs moving forward for the next couple weeks, but I think we'll still be able to handle business. Big game against the Chiefs this week. For some reason, we're underdogs, but I think we're perfectly fine.
Yeah, as a Lions fan, that game against Cincinnati, that game was way more of a blowout than the score shows. What? How long was that Jamar Chase touchdown? Like 70 plus yards, I almost want to say. But I feel like this Lions offense, even with the problems on defense and the injuries, you saw it last year. Offense pulled the weight. This Lions team can score, I want to say 40 points on anybody any given week. So I feel like the offense is just in full gear. You had a Isaac Tisla touchdown, and when he's getting the ball, Lions are doing good things.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the Lions honestly dominated them a lot more than the score showed. But I also think, like, our DBs should be able to step up. I mean, when our pass rush can't just get home every game. And I mean, it is a little concerning to me that, we're banged up on the, defensive backside of our defense, but I think we'll be able to handle business. I think we'll be good, even against the Chiefs. I mean, they just lost to the Jaguars. But I mean, the Jaguars are a very solid team this year now, so I think the Lions are good, but just a little bit to worry about on the defensive side, especially with their DBs.
We're gonna move into this next week's slate pretty quick. We got a couple games. First one's a really interesting matchup. Jacksonville Jaguars. Didn't talk about them much. Got a huge win over Kansas City on Monday Night Football. I picked the Chiefs, unfortunately. So they're going on the road to Seattle, which I think is going to be a really good game. Seattle coming off that loss against Tampa. Sam Darnold threw the game-ending pick, which kind of sucked because he was playing pretty good until about then. Both these teams actually look solid. Jacksonville could win the AFC South right along there with the Colts. But in this one, I'm going with the home team to bounce back. I'm going with the Seahawks.
Bros, it's in Jacksonville, you moron.
Oh, fuck. Well, still Seahawks.
I think Jacksonville keeps it rolling. I like what they got going on. Seattle, I think they've got a decent offense. I don't know how much they really got on the defensive side, but I think Jacksonville keeps it rolling and gets another win at home.
I agree. I think they actually look really solid against the Chiefs, and they had a really just like a well-rounded game against them. And I mean, Trevor Lawrence falling down and then stumbling to get back up and then fully getting up, breaking a tackle to get in the end zone to win it for Duval is what convinces me of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I love the little bit of grit and adversity they had to face there into the game. So give me the Jags again, baby.
Yeah, I don't know what Liam Cohen is cooking up down there, but whatever it is working. The formula is somehow working with that roster. I feel like they keep it rolling. I feel like this game will be a shootout, and I think the biggest takeaway for Jacksonville's offense is can they get the ball to Brian Thomas Jr.
He's so shit.
But I like the Jags in this one. Yeah.
Yes. You got
I'm gonna take the Jaguars. Like I've said before, the Seahawks just don't impress me, and I feel like a few of their wins are just kind of gifted to them by certain players making stupid decisions. So I'm gonna take the Jaguars, And Trevor Lawrence is starting to look like he's playing at Clemson again. I mean, golly, that was a good game and a freaking great moment for that team. And it's amazing to see that the Chiefs' black magic is starting to run out because, man, that last 5 minutes for them, usually they win those games. Like, I think last year they won 11 games within one possession in, like, the last 5 minutes. So to see that not happen this year against a Jaguars team that most people probably thought the Chiefs were going to win is just great to see. So I'm picking the Jags to go 5-1.
Yeah, I personally was also happy to see the Jags win this past week, even though I did pick the Chiefs, I believe. But I think that the short-term magic that the Jags have right now is going to come to an end. I think that JSN is going to have a huge game. I think that Darnold's just going to be hitting him all the time, and I got the Hawks winning this one. In Duval.
Travis Hunter locking that down.
Hell no.
All right. Next one we're going to move on to, I think it's interesting. AFC North showdown this week. Cleveland's going on the road to Pittsburgh. And Hayden, I know you're...
Give me the brownies!
Hayden, I know you're 4-1, but as I've said...
3-1, bro, so you just clearly don't know anything.
Can you shut up? It's the same fucking thing. What I said from the previous, when we started this shit, the Steelers are just, as Gavin says, are a full-on retirement home. The offense is terrible. I think Myles Garrett's getting all over Aaron Rodgers this week. Give me the Browns.
You're right.
No, I wish the Browns would win this game, but they just are so absolutely terrible. This is one of the only weeks I will pick the Steelers probably all season.
No,
but this Browns team just has no clue what they're doing right now. If they started Shadur, might be a different question. I might throw a Browns pick in there. Dylan Gabriel can't see over his O-line. He just buns. I don't know what they're seeing in him that Shadur can't do. So I'm going to go with the Steelers in a very low-scoring game because the Steelers' offense still sucks. And I think the Steelers' defense is just going to barely outperform the Browns' defense. And we're about to see an absolute poverty classic, and the Steelers pull it off.
Before I let the next person, Rob, big trade just went down. Greg Newsome is getting traded to Jacksonville.
Oh,
When the hell did you see that?
This just happened?
2 minutes ago for Tyson Campbell and a 7th-round pick. So Greg Newsome is a Jaguar.
All right, by the way,
yeah.
I'm going to be
God
changing my
convince him,
pick.
dude. He
I'm
should
going
have
to be taking
No,
Jacksonville now.
no.
What do you mean,
Horseshit.
no?
Why not?
Lines were interested in him. I'm reading this right here off Heavy Sports. Lines were linked to trade for
Okay,
$13
yeah.
million
Will Rob
to
changes
replace
his
Arnold.
pick.
I
Now
want
let
to change
me
my pick.
get.
Can I change my pick?
Yes, you change it to the Jaguars. Yes,
Yeah.
over the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like
Yeah.
Travis Hunter is locking down JSN.
No.
Well,
Browns are
this one is my favorite matchup of the week. Not really. I'm kidding. But if this was a snow game and Jameis Winston got interviewed before the game about how happy he is that the Lord blessed him to play in the snow, I'd take the Cleveland Browns 10 times out of 10 in the fucking blizzard. But they're not. They're fucking playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who look like a better fucking team than last year. They're moving to fucking 4-1. Give me the fucking Steelers. You guys keep hating, and me and Bender keep picking the Steelers, and it keeps working out for us. So give me the fucking Steelers in a close one. Chris Boswell legacy game this game.
Yep. Pretty simple for me. Give me Perk Rogers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not going to be a pretty game whatsoever. I could see 2+ interceptions from both quarterbacks here. I think this game is going to be won single-handedly by the right foot of Chris Boswell.
All right.
So, yeah.
I'm taking the Steelers, and I don't have to say much. That's for sure. But Rodgers has not thrown 2 picks. I'll tell you that. He's thrown for at least 200 yards and 2 touchdowns without any picks. And I really see us beating the Browns like 28-17. I think both defenses are good, but I think that for some reason they have a little struggle fest. And Dylan Gabriel plays okay, but Rodgers plays really good. And the run offense actually establishes himself a little bit. I got the Steelers taking care of business in the 4th for sure.
Hey, and I got a few problems with what you just said.
Really good.
Hold up. Bender, that was not a gripe at Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying I could see that game turning ugly into that.
It's not though.
All right, Hayden, I got a few problems with what you just said.
Yep, let me hear him.
First of all, I don't think that the run game is going to be what wins the Steelers this game. I do think the Steelers will win, but I think it's actually going to be the pass game. And I think that the Browns actually won't score 17 points. So I think I'm going to give the Steelers a little more credit. I think that it could be more something like 21-10 Steelers, just because the Browns' offense is just so terrible. And also, I don't know why, but we trade away one of our best corners in Greg Newsome. Before the season, we had Denzel Ward, Newsome, and Martin Emerson. And Emerson got hurt before the season. And now we just traded away our number 2. What the fuck are we doing? We have Denzel Ward out there trying to guard everyone. It's only a matter
Tyson
of time.
Campbell's not bad.
Yep, let me go get DK Metcalf starting fantasy really quick. Let me set that.
Yeah, honestly, you probably should, because Denzel Ward has just gotten one side of the field the whole time. And if they let him up on the other side, that might just be a field day for him. I think that the Browns are just due for a terrible performance on defense. And the Browns are just going even worse now. Thanks for telling me that terrible information, bros.
I'd like to say one more thing about the Steelers. We're about to run away with the division. And I know that it was hard for some people to comprehend at the beginning of the season. But
Dylan Gabriel, Jake Browning, lots of competition.
And Cooper
let me
Rush.
finish what I was saying, buddy, but thanks.
The former Chippewa.
What I was saying is that nobody believed in the Steelers. And granted, there's been some injuries on these other teams. But, we're about to run away with the division going 4-1 here.
That's the only reason you're running away is because all the other teams
it's literally not.
are decimated.
It's literally not. The Ravens, we
The
split with them
Ravens
every
have
single
like
year.
7 injuries.
I don't
my
care.
gosh.
We're better than
They just
we're
lost
better
by
than the
50 to
Ravens.
the Texans,
Their defense is
bro.
absolutely terrible. I don't care if they
This
have one or
is
two.
Yeah, because they have
back
6
there.
guys injured on their defense.
John, shut
Anybody
up.
can throw against that defense, bro. Oh
Okay.
my
You know,
god.
injuries don't matter when the whole Lions defense was injured and they still went 15-2. Injuries are not an excuse. Next man up in the NFL.
No, but
They're
you
pros.
saw what happened to us. Our defense just got sliced and diced, but our
By the
offense was
Commanders.
just ridiculously good.
Yeah, the Steelers' offense is not ridiculously
Yeah.
good, nor is the fucking Ravens or anybody else like that.
Hayden, I'm going to
all I
break
was
the
saying is
point.
we're going to win the division, and this is it's just happening perfectly for the Steelers. We're
Famous
going
All
to
right,
last
I think we
words
go
right
to the
here.
next
playoffs.
pick. I think we
Famous
go to the
last
next
words
pick.
right
I'm
here.
done
Hold-
hearing
No,
this.
It's just
I'm
happening
adding-
perfectly for the Steelers. The only way they can win the division is if every other team just
I'm
gets
adding one more
absolutely
thing.
Wait till we get
decimated.
that win to Detroit this year.
It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Hayden,
Right.
I'm going to
Packers
Take
beat the
away the
Steelers.
fucking
Browns beat the
talking
Packers.
stick.
Making perfect sense to
All
me.
right, Bender. Bender, you've lost the talking stick after that take. Holy cow.
Hayden,
John,
your
you play
second
hockey.
half of
Shut
your
up.
schedule is
What
so
the
much
fuck?
tougher than your first half. I mean, the next 2 weeks you had the Browns and the Bengals, which is absolute poverty. And then your second half, it starts with the
3
Packers.
wins.
Then you play the Colts. That's an L. You
They're
play the
trash
Chargers.
too, bro. Just
That's
give
an
them
L. You play the Bills. That's an L. And then you get to
that's an L.
December. You got the Ravens with Lamar back. You know you always lose to Lamar, just like the playoffs. So you're going to lose
We
that.
don't,
You're
bro.
not the fucking Lions. So you could lose like 6 of those games. Like they could lose all of those. I would not be surprised.
And the Cowboys fan is just off the rails, everybody.
Yep.
Who's surprised?
I agree
Hey,
with that.
not good, bro. You're literally getting so lucky that Lamar's hurt and Joe Burrow's hurt. If both those guys are healthy, you would easily be third in the division.
No, it's just not true. Well, we are way better than Bengals. I don't care if Joe Burrow's there or not. He can't carry.
Oh my God.
He can't carry
God.
the
Oh my
entire
goodness.
team. He can't. When he's got
He's
5 guys,
MVP candidate
I
worthy.
understand
He's got
that.
2 insanely good wide receivers. Oh my gosh, he just needs his defense to
They
do
look like
a little
hog
bit
shit
and
week
they're
1,
winning
by the
games.
way.
I don't know. I don't
He
know.
had
The Steelers have
arguably
the
one of
black
the
magic
best
to
seasons
figure
of
with
all
a
time last year, and they
winning
still
record
went
every year.
9-7, dude. They're not good. It's literally just Burrow with his receivers. The rest of the team is trash. Their defense is mid. Their O-line is trash. They went 9-7. He had an MVP type season. That tells me all I got to know. I don't
We're
it's
moving
crazy
on.
to say we're better than
We're
Bengals
gonna
even if they're healthy.
Yeah, we'll be here all night.
All right, what's next?
Next game, I'm going to make this one quick. 49ers going on the road to face Tampa. I like Baker Mayfield a lot. I think he's an MVP candidate. I'm going with the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm also going with the Bucks here. They've just looked like a very good team. And I'd say they're an NFC contender for sure. Um, Ibuka has looked ridiculous. Rookie of the Year candidate. Um, yeah, that's about all I gotta say. That offense is just insane, and I think they keep it rolling, and get another win.
Wait, who the fuck are the Bucks playing? I'm sorry.
Niners
The
at home.
Niners at in Tampa.
Yeah.
It's kind of honestly a hard game because Mac Jones low key be looking good, but I'm gonna take the Bucks. I think it's a really close game more than anything. I think the Bucks have played in a lot of close games, but I'll take the Niners. I think it'll be, like I said, close. I don't think it's going to be any blowout by any means. Both teams are really solid, and they both have very solid, honestly, resumes and wins, and even like losses. I mean, like I know, the Bucks lost to the Eagles, but they barely did, honestly, and they had a chance to come back in that game. So nobody should be sleeping on Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers, and they're a very scary team to watch and play right now.
Yeah, I think you look at it, Tampa Bay is a team that any given week Baker Mayfield could throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. And biases aside, because I hate San Francisco, I just don't think that they're going to be able to stop that Tampa Bay offense that has looked very good, even without Bucky Irving. You look at it, Rashad White and blanking on the other running back's name, but they're getting it done with those two backs. And I could see this one. I mean, it's definitely going to be close, but I see Tampa Bay winning this one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bucks as well. The Niners have looked good. The fact that they beat the Rams was shocking, but I just don't see the Bucks losing at home. And like we've been saying, Baker's just been looking real good recently. And yeah, I mean they've got a great receiving core down there. I think the Bucks win by about 6.
Yeah, I agree there. I think that we're all kind of on the same page. I think the Bucks have been really good. They're my kind of preseason dark horse, and that's been really just coming true so far. I think that Ibuka is honestly the front runner for Offensive Rookie of the Year, and I really don't think anyone can really dispute that. I mean, he's been just really just a great acquisition for them, and the Browns could really use him. I can tell you that for sure. But I think the Bucks are on an upward trajectory, and it's only going to get better. I think that they're going to get it done. And Mac Jones might throw for a bunch of yards, but it just won't matter. I think that the Bucks just have more right now.
I'd also like to add another piece onto this game. A person that I had no idea existed until I drafted him in fantasy this year, Chase McLaughlin, absolute dog for Tampa Bay. He's just hitting game winner after game winner. He's out there kicking 50-plus yarders. He's making everything out there. They get in field goal range all the time. He's just drilling kick after kick after kick. And he has been a complete game changer in some of these games and has gotten them, or has at least ended a few of these games and gotten them some wins. So I think he is a sneaky little player on that team too.
Well, you might be right, but I don't think it helps you the fact you're still ninth in fantasy, so I don't think that's helped your case.
Yeah, I lost by 2 points. I would have been in third place, and I lost by 2 points. So I dropped.
Hayden's on 8th now, so it's possible you guys are both struggling right now.
I ain't sitting in the cage. There's only one of us, and that ain't gonna be me.
All I know is if I lose the wins team somehow, that is absolutely poverty. I'm never playing fantasy football ever again because at this point it's just ridiculous.
All right. Well, before we move on to the next game, I like to say is the Yankees lose and have been eliminated by the Toronto Blue Jays 5-2.
Round of applause for that.
God. Woo!
So we're on the next game. We'll talk about the Tigers later. Lions going on the road to face the Ref Fest in Kansas City. We know that the refs are going to favor the Chiefs. They always do. But we've seen both teams. Chiefs' offense is starting to come around. The defense has looked like shit. The Chiefs, if they had Rashee Rice, it's going to be a lot more interesting. If they don't, I'm going with the Lions. The last time they're in Kansas City, they were the underdog and beat them. This time, they're the favorites, and I think they're still going to beat them. Give me Jared Goff and the Lions to get it done. Jared Goff is playing at an MVP caliber level right now. not turning the ball over. If he keeps playing like this, the Lions will be the NFC champions because what I've seen from the Eagles, not so good. What I've seen from the Bucs, I mean, they're good, but not as good as the Lions. So I'm going with Detroit. I think they manhandle Kansas City in this one. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, I think hopefully we manhandle them. I could see it being a closer game just because it's in Arrowhead. Like Will said, the refs love the Chiefs and the refs hate the Lions, so it could be interesting to see how that works out. But Brian Branch is Patrick Mahomes' father, so I'm going with the Detroit Lions by a couple scores.
This is honestly the only game, like, because of our DBs being injured, that I am honestly worried about a little bit, just because the Chiefs are very much pass first offense. But I think the Lions go on the road. They take care of business. The NFL gave us this bullshittedly hard ass schedule because, people probably don't believe that the Lions deserve to be 15-2 last year. But we're going to go on the road. We're going to prove why we're a fucking top team. Honestly, the number one team in the NFL, even with some injuries in our DB area. And we're going to fucking take care of business. We're going to run the fucking rock all over this fucking sorry ass Chiefs team.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting seeing the injuries in the Lions secondary, but that Lions offense has been so efficient that, I mean, I could see it being a shootout just because of our defense, but I think Lions take this one home. But I'm calling it now. Expect a big day from Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, bro said that the Chiefs or the Lions were favored now. I'm still seeing the Chiefs are somehow favored by 2.5. I don't even understand how that's even possible when they're sitting at 2-3, and this is the worst Chiefs team we've probably seen in at least the last, I don't know, 7 years maybe. I mean, they just haven't looked the same. And to say that the Chiefs are favored, I know they're at home, but that's just nuts. And like you guys said before, Lions have already beat them on the road, so I just think that's blasphemy. But the fact that the Chiefs could fall to 2-4 here is amazing. So I mean, the fact that the Lions are playing the Chiefs, I'm going to be the biggest Lions fan for the night because this is straight amazing. The Lions can win, and the Chiefs can just go to 2-4, and we might not even see them in the playoffs if things continue to go how they're going. So I mean, give me the Lions. This shouldn't even be close. I think they win by at least 10. And I just don't see it. I know the Arrowhead's a good place to play, but the Lions are the better team, and they've looked like the better team the past 4 weeks. So I got the Lions.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I'm honestly going to be rooting for the Lions in this game. I just hate the Chiefs, and I think that the Lions are just better by a lot, really. And I think that they're going to show why they're a true contender in this game. Injuries or not, I think they're still better. And I think that while Mahomes might have a little bit of a good day, I think that they're just going to be able to get it done for sure. I got the Lions.
All right, last one. Monday night game. This one's interesting. There's two of them, but I think this one's a big one. Buffalo, coming off a devastating loss to the Patriots, going on the road to, I think, a sleeper opponent, the Atlanta Falcons, hosting the Buffalo Bills. How's Josh Allen going to respond? And remember the last time we picked a primetime game with the Falcons in it and how that turned out? Yeah, everyone picked J.J. McCarthy and that shitty Vikings offense, and the Falcons absolutely dominated them. So you know what? I'm going with it again. I'm going with the Falcons to hand Buffalo their second straight loss.
Worst pick of the night, and Will Rogers.
You said that last time. You said that last time. I think Buffalo's offense is not that good. Josh Allen has to be Superman every goddamn play. And last week,
Brother, this guy stinks.
Drake May outplayed Josh Allen. There's no doubt about that. And I think Buffalo is in trouble because I don't think their team's that good, honestly. So I'm going with Atlanta. I think Bijan's going to have a feast day with that fucking defense. Give me the Falcons over the Bills.
Yeah, Bijan might have a big day, but the Bills aren't dropping two in a row. It's just not going to happen. Josh Allen's not going to let that happen. And the rest of the Falcons team, other than Bijan, is just not great. So I'm taking the Bills here.
Yeah, I'll keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Bills are bouncing back. The Falcons, I don't know what Bros is smoking. The Falcons got literally dicked down by the Carolina Panthers 2 weeks ago. Then they lost again. I don't know what you fucking see, but it's not clear. It's not a clear picture. You're seeing fucking stars right now. You're in the fucking little heaven land up here, fucking, where everything is just going smooth. It's not, bro. It's fucking dumpster fire in Atlanta, honest to God.
Those
They are
divisions
like
are
the
very cloudy.
most, yeah, the
Oh
most
my God.
inconsistent team right now probably is the Atlanta Falcons. At least the Browns are consistent. They're consistently shit. And maybe they pull out a random ass game.
I mean, that's not even
I do
necessary,
not
dude.
get, I do not get where the Atlanta Falcons are just pulled out of Brose's ass as this fucking god tier team all of a sudden after dropping a game. Literally, weren't they shut out against the Panthers? I think they were. But good God, Brose. Yeah, Bills by a lot. Josh
Yeah,
Allen
30
and the
nothing.
Bills bounce back. Yeah, 30-0, 30 fucking nothing. 'Cause apparently the Panthers are a fucking god tier team too. They can beat the Bills too. Holy fuck, bros.
Just
Jesus.
remember, the Saints were close to the Bills. I don't think the Bills are that fucking god tier.
And you got
There's a
Superman
reason.
Josh Allen over there, bro. Anything's possible.
Yeah. I'm gonna reverberate off what John said. There's a reason Josh Allen won the MVP last year, and there's another good reason why he's probably gonna win it again this year. Give me the Bills by 20. Bills are gonna bounce back. I'm telling you, bros.
Yeah,
With the quarterback that good, you don't lose two straight.
yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills as well. I just don't see the Falcons winning this game. It's just they're not that good of a team. They haven't been playing well recently. I mean, they're not good. The Bills are better. They're not going to lose two in a row to teams that are just not up to their level. The Bills will carry on, and Josh Allen will probably have a great game, I'm sure, for fantasy.
Yeah, I'm personally going with the Bills. I just think that Brose's pick was just kind of wild to me. I think that even it being in Atlanta, I don't think it really matters. Josh Allen's not losing two in a row, especially to a team that's mid at best. I think that it's a fucking preseason. Sorry, Hayden showed me a preseason score from the Celtics, and I really don't give a shit. So I just had to point that out real quick. But yeah, the Bills are going to win this one. They'll go to 5-1. I don't think that they've been anything spectacular, but they're definitely much better than the Falcons.
Anything for views, bros, I guess. Making that shitty ass take.
No, I'm sticking with my gut. I picked the Falcons last time. You guys all doubted me. They won. So we're going to do it again, see how it rolls.
I guess the Vikings, who are straight dog water, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Remember, you guys thought they were so good with J.J. McCarthy. They're not.
Well, I
They
did
were pretty
that.
solid with JJ McCarthy when he's not injured.
Another
He proved that.
injury.
Yeah. Injuries. Here we go.
Yeah. Well,
Bryce Young dotted up the Falcons. Let's make sure that sits in for you, bros.
Yeah, it's one.
Non-injured
He
Bryce
plays
Young.
last thing we'll get into.
Thomas,
Last
maybe
thing
good,
is,
maybe shit.
the MLB postseason is ramping up. As I just said, the Yankees got eliminated by the Canadian Toronto Blue Jays. We can give us a round of applause for this.
Get another round of applause for that.
Woo!
Toronto moves on. They were the better team. They steamrolled the Yankees 3 out of 4 games. The Yankees pitching staff starters were garbage. Carlos Rodon was terrible. Max Fried was terrible. Luis Gil, garbage. Cam Shipper was their best pitcher, and he was a rookie. So, yeah, Toronto, they advance on, and they will play the winner of the Game 5 that will be taking place on Friday, because Game 4 today, man, the Tigers offense woke up fast. Before that 5th inning, I was at this game. That 5th, it felt like a funeral home in Comerica Park. I mean, that place was dead. I mean, the Mariners were dominating. It was 3-0. And the guy I never heard before, Bryce Miller, was absolutely shoving. And I think my favorite play before that was Josh Naylor absolutely decking Kerry Carpenter to the ground. That was very funny to see. But that 5th inning was the turning point. I mean, it all starts with Dylan Dingler, RBI double. Then you pinch hit Jahmai Jones, who's been absolutely insane. I've never heard of him, but He's this god tier pinch hitter against lefties. Another RBI double. And then the postseason savior and god of Detroit, Javier Baez, who's come out of absolutely nowhere.
El
Another
Mago.
3-3. And then that's bottom of sixth inning. Probably one of the worst lefty hitters against left-handed pitchers in Riley Green. Absolutely swamp donkeyed one. 454 feet to pitchers. I mean, the Mariners had this game so much in the bag in that fifth inning, and they got too cocky. You know, the Tigers' offense woke the fuck up and was ready to play. Torkelson, everybody was contributing. Torkelson had a double that inning. McKinstry, who was 1 for 19 in that series, had an RBI single. Then Javier Baez absolutely opened the floodgates with an absolute moonshot to left field. And then Glaber had on another home run in the I think, bottom of the seventh. But, yeah, the Tigers move on. If I'm the Mariners, I'm worried because obviously you got Game 5 in Seattle, but you're going up against the two back-to-back Cy Young Award winner and Tarik Skubal, and the 2 runs he gave up last game were by the same dude who went back-to-back home runs. If that's how you think you're going to beat Skubal 4 times, they're 3-0 against them. So are they going to be in for a 4th time? I'm not so sure, but this game's going to be interesting. It's going to be a night game now since the Blue Jays eliminated the Yankees. It was supposed to be at 4. I believe it's going to be at 8 or 8:30. They haven't announced that yet. But, yeah, Tigers get a huge win today over the Mariners, and they force an important Game 5. I'm assuming it's going to be Skubal versus Kirby again. And if I'm George Kirby, last thing that I'm going to say, don't pitch to Kerry Carpenter because he's going to hit a bomb off you. So, yeah, Tigers get down and force Game 5.
Yeah, honestly, today we just saw how dangerous this Tigers team is when the bats heat up. The big question is going to be, can we keep them hot? I mean, they've beat Skubal 3 times, and it's not even because Skubal is doing anything bad. He gets like 1 or 2 homers hit off of him, and then that's all the runs they get, and then we just can't hit the ball at all. So, question is, can we keep those bats hot? If we can keep those bats hot and heat back up again, it's going to be hard to beat this Tigers team. But, if we go back to being cold, like you said, it was dead in there. And we were just popping up left and right for like all the way up until we started hitting those homers. And it was just hard to watch. Like you said, dude, I've never heard of before, and we can't do anything off of him. So the main question is going to be, can we keep the bats hot moving forward?
Yeah, I think the Tigers finally woke up after their 2 months of napping when our bats were hot, I would say, the entire beginning half of the year. At least more than 50% of the games, and that's why we were winning. We were actually hitting the ball, putting it in play, driving in runs, and hitting home runs, which is why we had so many all-stars in our all-star game. Then it's like we get this overconfidence after coming out of the all-star game. Like we're just, we don't have to do anything. We get complacent and we look like shit. We freaking give up a 15.5 game lead in the division to the Guardians, who are now in Cancun. Welcome there.
With the
And,
Yankees.
That's
what?
all that matters. The
Oh,
Yankees are
with
there
the
too.
Yankees. Yeah, that is true. All that matters is the Yankees are there. Guardians that have a great season. That's nothing to, you know, dispute against. They won the division. It's a very solid comeback, but they shouldn't have came back if we would have just continued how we played through the All-Star break. But instead, we get complacent as a team, and it shows. And finally, it's like we wake up in the bottom of the fifth inning, and we decide that we want to hit the ball again after months of not hitting it like this. And look what happens. We dominate a team. We absolutely dominate them. Troy Melton pitched a great, I think it was a three shutout innings for Troy Melton. Haven't seen that out of the guy yet this or I guess maybe a little bit in the postseason, but not really in all honesty, because he gave up like 5 runs against the Guardians in game 2. He finally looks good. This team looks like a legit team again, and I love our odds with Skubal on the mound. I know he's 0-3 against the Mariners this season, but I think they're not going to win a 4th time, and I think Skubal takes this game under control, puts on a clinic, and the Tigers' bats just absolutely keep going how they just did tonight.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did Troy Melton pitched game 1? He started game 1, correct? Or did he?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He
Um,
did. and he pitched good.
Yeah. hmm I think you can amount the Tigers' success today to really what started yesterday in Game 3. At the very end of that game, Tigers are getting destroyed until at bottom of the ninth. They score 3 runs. To drop down to the series 2-1, not looking good, but the signs were there from Game 3. And in Game 4, come out like shit. Sorry, getting notifications. But come out like shit and then turn it on. Bros, you were there, like a funeral home. I was hearing people were booing the Tigers, um, booing what's his name, Pizza Boy, but yeah, there's a reason that the Tigers were the best team in baseball for the first half of the year, um, and I think they're riding high after this dominating win today, and I think with Skubal on the mound and the confidence in that, um, or not in the bullpen, but in the clubhouse, I think with confidence riding that high, I think Tigers take Game 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna also have one more thing in. Casey Mize, well of a job done. 3 innings, 6 strikeouts. Yeah, thank God that didn't bite back to bite AJ Hinch in the ass, because you saw they went to Tyler Holton, didn't record a single out, let Josh Naylor on base with the lefty, and then Daniel Suarez roped a single, and then got 0-2 on Mitch Garver, who pinch hit and walked him. They are lucky in that top of the 4th inning with bases loaded, no outs, that they only got 1 run out of that. If they give up more than 1 run, it's very possible that game is over in that inning. So Kyle Finnegan did a great job getting them out of that jam and keeping them in this game. That's just one thing I wanted to add, because this game could have gotten way out of hand if Kyle Finnegan didn't save Tyler Holton's ass, because, man, Holton was garbage. Well, Rob, it's yours.
Yeah. I'll say congrats to Detroit. You know, this was a big win for them. Kept their season alive. I was doubting them, and then they kind of had a couple of big innings, and had some homers too. So that was cool to see for them. I think that kind of rejuvenated their hopes. And I do like their chances with Skubal, but I think it being in Seattle, it's going to prove tough. I think that crowd is just crazy. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, for my sake, I hope that the Tigers are joining the Yankees and our team, the Guards, in Cancun very soon.
Hey, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I just don't see the Seattle beating the Tigers 4 times when Skubal's pitching. That's just not going to happen. You say the same thing in really any sport. At a certain time, they're just gonna win a game. It's like, football. You play somebody 3 times in a single season, you're gonna beat them at least once. I think the same things to say here for Skubal and the Tigers. I don't see them beating him again for 4 times in a single season. I just don't see it happening. I think they prove it that they're the better team and they move on.
I'm going to play this crowd war. This was after Riley Green's home run. This is when the crowd got electric. Yeah, that woke up Detroit
Crazy.
a little bit. But we'll see, man. A Detroit-Toronto ALCS would be cool. That's all I'm saying. It would be cool. Do I want it to happen as a Guardians fan? Absolutely fucking not. I don't want that. But is it possible? Yes, absolutely. Cal Raleigh, you better wake the fuck up, because the Cy Young winner's coming to Seattle, and he's looking to absolutely dominate you left and right. So we'll see how it goes. That's all I got to add. Does anyone else got anything to add before we're done?
Phillies are up 3-1 right now on the Dodgers.
All right. Yeah, Philly's trying to face off elimination. Also, the Cubs barely escaped, even though they were winning the whole fucking game. Almost choked again, because that's Chicago sports for you right there. They don't win shit. The Bulls
Cubbies,
suck.
baby.
The Bears suck.
Cubbies,
Hey, the
baby.
Bulls just beat the Cavs yesterday.
Love the Cubbies, baby.
Woohoo!
Hey,
Celtics also got a
win's a win.
preseason dub.
Oh, here,
Win's a
I'd
win.
actually like to.
Give me the
I'd
Brewers in
actually
that
like to.
series.
Can I actually have a segment here? A little segment.
No.
I'm going to
No.
the fucking
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Wings
I already
home
knew it. I
opener
knew it before he was going to
tomorrow
say it. I
night.
already knew it.
I fucking
He's
love
going
the
to
new
touch the
lineup
Wings
this
game.
year. 3 rookies in the lineup, 9 total players at the age of 24 or under. That is the youngest lineup I feel like we've had in years. I have fucking high hopes in this team. Probably not playoffs, but we're actually going to look way better. And we're not going to have fucking no team chemistry. We're going to have a solid fucking year this year. I do not want to hear the bullshit about how bad the Wings are. I think we're going to
Red
have a
Wings are going
solid
back to
year.
the playoffs. Fuck
Medi,
Toronto
I don't think it's
or
going to
Medi,
happen.
Montreal.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's a chance, but I mean,
We're getting that
Montreal's a very
issue.
solid team. They've added
Medi.
a lot during the offseason. But I mean, I'm very happy that Stevie Y has finally sent down the shit ass defensemen in Justin Hall and Eric Gustafson. We have rookies in the lineup. We're a lot younger, and I got faith. I got a little bit of faith that we're not
Fuck
going to look like
Montreal.
donkey dick
Medi.
in the fucking defensive zone.
Medi.
Yes.
We
The
only care
March
about the
collapse is
walleye
imminent.
around here.
The March collapse is imminent, but maybe we have enough points before March that the March
Annual
collapse
average
can be
collapse.
okay. But I mean, who knows? Maybe the rookies will just, tell everyone to get the fuck out of their ass and, play some hockey. But odds are the March collapse is imminent and we could be in a wild card spot. March hits and we're in last in the fucking Atlantic as we always
You
do
could be
every year.
leading the Atlantic and then by the end of March out of the playoffs.
Out of the
Yeah.
playoffs, yes.
Yep.
That sounds like the right
That's
for you right there. Last thing I want to add is who's everyone picking on Friday? Tigers or Mariners?
Tigers, baby.
Tigers,
Seattle.
baby. Gritty Tigers, baby. Gritty
Give me the
fucking Tigers.
3-1-3 Detroit
Pretty
Tigers. Skubal
pigs.
on the bump. 10 plus Ks. Calling it now.
All right, I'm saving for last
Tigers.
because this one's big.
Seattle.
What's going to happen? Seattle hasn't been to ALCS since 2005 or 2001, actually. Are they going to make it? We'll see. Tigers haven't been there in a long time. They've been in the World Series a couple times in the past decade. Fell up short, but yeah, there's a difference in this game. There's going to be a pitcher on the mound that's going to win back-to-back Cy Youngs, and that's what I'm rolling with. I'm going with the Tigers in this one. I think they're getting it done, man.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
But your
First
run's
good
going
pick
to end
of the
the
night.
ALCS because I'm sorry. When the Blue Jays come to Detroit, they're going to absolutely steamroll you. So you might win this round.
No.
It's what
Toronto.
they said last round, but it's
Keep
all
Yeah.
right.
hating on the
Keep
3-1-3.
saying it, bro. Keep saying it.
They
Gritty
roasted the
Tigers.
gritty Tigs for a reason. Yep.
We'll see. All right. Well, that will do it. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you for the next one.